Now I am.
Sick. All right, welcome back, everyone. We got another episode of the Writers Guild podcast. We're doing a part 2 of dialogue. I myself was so tickled by what Kason brought to the table for our previous episode. I told him, like, dude, we got to do a part 2, and I wanna contribute. So that's what we're doing. I was thinking, Kason, what we'll do is just like kind of follow that format that you constructed for our previous episode, and
Okay.
I mean, like, I'll share a bit of dialogue and, guess what it's from. And then we'll talk about its merits or lack thereof. And, vice versa. How about that, man? Right,
Sounds great, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'd love for you to hit it off, man. So, like, whatever you got,
All right.
throw it my way, dude. Hopefully I
feel
know
like
what it is.
We didn't. This is going to be a tough one. I'm throwing a ringer right away, and
Okay.
it is. I will say this. So it's going to be bad dialogue. You'll find that out real quick. Just
Sick.
2 lines, and it's a little bit more of a lesser known movie, but
Okay.
that's all I'll say. And I'll start with bad dialogue just because I feel like it was a little bit we didn't get any of the bad dialogue lines in the last show. So, Your Majesty, I have more in common with a dog than I have with you. I love dogs. I've always loved dogs.
Wait, is that it?
Yeah, it's just 2 lines.
I don't know what that's from, but
Okay. It's from Jupiter Ascending.
oh crap! I never saw that movie.
Okay. Jason Tatum, who I love. Oh my gosh, not Jason Tatum. Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yes. Goodness. And
he does seem like a bro, but
I mean, I've enjoyed him as an actor since Step Up, and I thought he was really good in 21 Jump Street. But
yeah, that's what redeemed him.
This movie was really bad. It was bad, and that line kind of says it all. Clearly, it's just one of those cheap. Like, I have more in common with a dog than I have with you, and her response is, "I love dogs," and I just don't know. It would have been fine. I don't know if they were trying to be funny. The tone, the delivery didn't really. If you've seen the scene, I don't know that was the intent. And I'm not sure what a good response to Tatum's line would have been. How would you have fixed that, Belton?
Well, okay. So, I mean, first off, I think, art imitates life. So you'd want to like emulate realistic conversation. And I think, if I was in that position and somebody said, I have more in common with a dog than with you, dude, the golden rule is because it's true. And also because this is the best way to approach this is to deny the claim first and then make your own assertion to override it. If a girl says to you like, I'm fat, like, no, like you leave no room in their mind for doubt, and then you come in with a compliment. You don't leave, like, if somebody expresses insecurity like that, you don't leave room for them to like mull over their insecurity. So she like affirms his claim that he's a dog,
That he is a
and
dog.
says she likes dogs, which I don't know, like you said, if that's supposed to be romantic or cute. I haven't seen the scene, so I don't know how it's communicated. It kind of sounds just weird to me. Like,
Yeah, that's the movie.
it's weird. And it's certainly not realistic dialogue. And even if it were, then you are depicting 2 very strange people. There's a guy with a massively big insecurity problem, and and I'm saying that, and this girl who has no idea how to sweet talk the dude. I'm assuming it was the guy who said he was a dog, right? And then she said she loved
it was the
dog.
guy who
Okay,
said he was a dog.
okay.
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
No, it would have been
0
girl,
out of
'cause
10. I would not
said-
watch the scene. I will probably watch the scene, but
Oh,
not
no,
the
I froze,
movie
didn't I?
because I never wanted to. And you're just telling me one reason not to. Okay, so I'll follow up with a line. This is from a book you've read. You may or may not remember it.
Ooh, a book. All right.
You tell me if this is good or not. This qualifies as being, this is what you might call a monologue. So I guess we're kind of keeping it loose with what today's theme is about, because we're really, we've been tackling like lines more so than dialogue, which is, easier to run a list through, because like dialogue obviously has context and multiple pieces and Anyway, here's a monologue. All right. You will live to love again. You know you have lost your springtime girl, your Molly on the beach with the wind in her brown hair and red cloak. You have been gone too long from her, and too much has befallen you both. And what you loved, what both of you truly loved, was not each other. It was the time of your life. It was the spring of your years, and life running strong in you, and war on your doorstep, and your strong, perfect bodies. Look back in truth. You will find you recall fully as many quarrels and tears as you do lovemaking and kisses. Fitz, be wise. Let her go and keep those memories intact. Save what you can of her, and let her keep what she can of the wild and daring boy she loved, because both he and that merry little miss are now no more than memories. She shook her head. No more than memories. I did mess up the wording a little bit at the end.
Wow. Well, you name dropped, so I know what this is from. Farseer trilogy.
From 21 Jump Street. Yeah. No. What?
Channing Tatum said it.
Yeah, he did. Dude.
Farseer trilogy. Fits, right?
You are correct. $100 goes to Case and Y Song.
That makes me want to reread it. Just you reading those lines. I know you were like already hyping it up, and I definitely want to revisit those books, but hearing those lines, there's something very nostalgic and just pulls on the heartstrings. Like, that was pretty powerful.
Dude, I would say, okay, so like the thing that I thought to myself is I immediately, when I read that, I immediately thought of like a tier list of, of characterization, right? Specifically found in like dialogue, and like one of the best things you can get in dialogue is relatable, right? You got relatable characters. They're struggling, there might be some socially awkward moments, stuff like that, relatable. And I think like the pinnacle, when I read that, I thought to myself immediately, okay, I think the crowning achievement for a character expressing themselves through words is resonating with you. That monologue resonated with me because, it's so beautiful. It was so poetic. It was so wrung with emotion. It was so raw and bittersweet. It resonated with me because it made me immediately think back to my life and a past love interest. And the fact that the book could like come so close to home as to make me think of my own instances of something like that runs parallel to that. I just think that's an incredibly powerful accomplishment in writing for this author to have written this book when I was like, 2 years old? I don't know how, I know when the book came out. I don't know when it was written though. But I was either, just born or whatever, a toddler. And
I want to say
time
90s,
later.
So
yeah, I could tell you the first book came out in 97, and I think the second book 99. So this one might've been 2001. If the pattern persisted. But yeah, it just resonated with me. I just think that's really powerful. It's really beautiful. Just the character who said it, and she was able to say what she said because she had a deep understanding of Fitz when she talked to him. She really knew his relationship with Molly, and she cared because she had such a deep connection with Fitz, having shared those memories with him in that moment of, magic. And it's just I don't know. The golden rule is like write what you know, and it definitely has me thinking that Robin Hobb had to have drawn from some past experiences, because it felt so real. And there's a beauty to that. Bittersweet is my favorite flavor of storytelling.
My grandparents lived on Bittersweet Road. And I've always wanted to write a book with that title, The Bittersweet Road. I'm with you. I things that are nostalgic or pull at like what could have been in that question really grab my attention, just because I am very reflective like you, and I look back and I wonder, and it's fun sometimes to go into the what if, as painful as it can be when you're particularly when it relates to love in this scenario with Fitz and Molly, or like young love or infatuation. But
dude, good stuff. We got to move on though. We're running on a limited time here. Mr. Kaysen,
True.
what is the next line that you have to present to me?
Well, when I'm gonna stick with the ones that I was coming up with, but I have been rapidly trying to find that excerpt made me think of a different excerpt, actually one that I hope I can still find. So I'll probably dig that up at some point. But yeah, I'll dive into the next one. So this is a movie. I tended to pull quite a bit from movies. I think maybe I should have picked more from books, but it's a little easier with movies. You just recall scenes. So, okay. All right, here we go. This one's going to be really tough without giving it away, so we'll see.
That's okay. Do what you gotta.
Okay. Never start with the head. The victim gets all fuzzy. He can feel the next crack. Blank's fist smacks down on his fingers. See? You wanted me. Here I am. I wanted to see what you'd do, and you didn't disappoint. You let 5 people die. Then you let blank take your place. Even to a guy like me, that's cold. Where's blank? Those mob fools want you dead so they can get back to the way things were. But I know the truth. There's no going back. You've changed things. Forever. Then why do you want to kill me? Ha 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 ha. Kill you? I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No, no, no. No. You complete me. You're garbage who kills for money. Don't talk like one of them. You're not, even if you'd like to be. To them, you're a freak, like me. They just need you right now. But as soon as they don't, they'll cast you out like a leper. Their morals, their code, it's a bad joke. Dropped at the first sign of trouble. They're only as good as the world allows them to be. You'll see. I'll show you. When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other. See, I'm not the monster. I'm just ahead of the curve.
I mean, dude, without names, it's still too easy. I recognize that dialogue exchange like the back of my hand. That's from Superman. No, that's from The Dark Knight. That's from The Dark Knight. That's the interrogation scene right before Rachel gets blown up.
Do you know how hard that was to read without attempting an impression? Like I just kept wanting.
I know, right? I was hearing the Joker's voice in my head while you're saying, "Why are you trying to kill me?" Or, yeah, the Joker goes like a leper, like he says in a very specific way.
Whoa. Okay, you should do the Joker, and I'll be Batman.
Everyone starts losing their minds.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was actually like really difficult to read without trying any type of voice intonation.
We've grown up watching that movie. It's a cinematic icon. It is stenciled into our memory, right? I remember it very well.
In that scene. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, finish that thought.
You go first.
No, I was just gonna say that scene is, in my opinion, a great example of raw dialogue, just where it's heat of the moment. There's no big words or crazy ideas. It's just kind of villain and hero back and forth, different in their approaches, perhaps the same in like, well, I mean, I guess the villain's trying to argue that they're not different, but that they are, and it's just kind of this cool clash of ideals, and again, it's just very basic, good versus evil, in a room, having it out, and there's no great philosophical, or there is a great philosophical lining to it, but it's not like they're sprinkling in a bunch of quotes or massive vocabulary words. It's just kind of this pure attempt at unraveling life and its meaning. So I think it's a great scene for a lot of reasons, but it is, in the last one you pointed out that good dialogue needs to, or in the last one I read, you pointed out that good dialogue needs to feel like someone would actually say it. And in that instance, with both characters whom we know very intimately just through lore and other scenes and books and movies and all that, it's a perfect encapsulation of who they are and how they would approach it. So I love that scene. I think it does an excellent job of showing that less is more, and that simple can be very meaningful.
Oh yeah, I mean that's kind of the power of storytelling in movies is efficient storytelling. You know, you do like a book. The beauty in a book is slowly building up to stuff and being very thorough, and the beauty of a movie is efficiency and in a clever way of communicating a lot with a little, just because of restricted runtime. I find that I a little restricted in my ability to like totally honestly like critique the quality of the dialogue. Because it's a different beast from a book. A book, the words stand on their own. And in a movie, there is the music, there's the cinematography, there's the editing, there are the actors who imbue all this life into the lines. I know I keep doing this. I think it's gonna become a running joke on this show. I'm gonna use Star Wars, the prequels, as a bad example again. Like,
let's do it.
Star Wars
it's
prequels
perfect.
have some. I'm beating a dead horse, but they have some terrible lines, but they've got some incredible actors. Like think back to in Revenge of the Sith. Either the scene where Palpatine almost gets barbecued by his own electricity and he says unlimited power, or when Obi-Wan says, "It's over, Anakin, I have the high ground." Those are goofy, campy lines, but they were uttered by incredibly capable actors, and they sold them. Like Ian McGregor, when he said, "It's over, Anakin, I have the high ground." I mean, it didn't sound cheesy. He didn't sound out of the moment. He sold the line, even though the line, any other actor. And the same thing's been said about like Jennifer Lawrence when playing Katniss Everdeen. I've watched some of the Hunger Game movies recently, and there are some lines that I just feel like that seems a little bit of an inorganic thing to say, but Jennifer Lawrence is an incredible actress, and she's able to sell it, even though that might have been a bit harder to sell because the quality was a little lacking in the dialogue. I mean, she has to put in a little more effort. So when it comes to those lines, I think those lines are great on their own, but they're just pushed that much farther because with a movie, there's more moving parts involved that elevate the experience to make it, just exciting and engaging and entertaining, right? But I love it. I feel like I'd have to like sit down and just kind of read it and think about it in order to really like parse the dialogue. But like I think I agree with you. It's just very efficient. It's to the point. Not everyone, they're all saying things that are in character for them. They're on brand, as it were. And like you said, there's so much media behind the characters of the Joker and Batman that it's easy for the audience to know going in what to expect from their personalities. Like most people, you ask them like what the Joker's like, what Batman's like, dark and brooding, chaotic, psychopath. It's not a question, right? So
yeah, and that's a massive point. With movies, there is a lot more wrapped up in the delivery's massive. If I'm just reading those lines, it doesn't have the same impact, obviously, as if you've seen the scene and the actors are delivering it. I do think in this instance, those lines stand on their own. Like, they are really well written and tight dialogue, but that's a really important point too, is that it does matter, especially one-liners. Like, absolutely, I have the high ground. It depends on who's saying it. And my one counterpoint, though, because I can't just let this fly, is if we're gonna pick on the prequels, then we have to. I feel like we should do a dual episode where you read bad lines from the prequels and I'll read bad lines from the sequels, and we'll kind of go back and forth and just quantify which one is worse.
You've got the best episode ideas.
Okay.
You keep cranking out like fun ideas. Let's dude, put a bookmark in that, because I really actually want to do that. Let's not just say we'll do it. I've got to like put a note down or something.
Okay, and so the stakes are that we then refer to the sequels or the prequels as like the worst.
Okay. Oh,
but would you agree with me? Would you agree with me though? The sequels are worse. Like
1,000,000%. I don't even think it's a question.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So, all right, I think it's more.
No, I'm willing to make the arguments though. I'm willing to play devil's advocate because I think it'd be fun.
Yeah,
dude. I mean, my quick take on that is like the prequels aren't good, but they tried to be something. and for that they have merit. They failed, and even then, Revenge of the Sith does have one moment in the entire original prequel trilogy. There's only one scene that, or montage, I should say, that actually made me feel what it meant for me to feel. All the others make me feel boredom. They're boring movies. I hate to say it. As great as the designs are and the sound, it's the Order 66 montage. It's Jedi are getting slaughtered, and well, keep in mind, I'm not like giddy about it. That's not what I feel. I feel the tragedy of it, and then following that, the wake of that destruction, it feels tragic to me, and I find that kind of plucks my heartstrings. And then followed by that, there's the scene where Obi-Wan's sneaking around and his clone troopers are looking for him. And it's a little bit of like, ooh, oh man, the stakes are raised. Your men are looking for you. How are you going to get out? And that was exciting. And that's the only parts of the prequel trilogy that made me feel anything. However, that's standing in comparison to the sequel trilogy, which only ever made me feel groaning pain.
Fair enough. I would have to rewatch the prequels. So I think if we do this duel, we'd both have to kind of like rewatch the movies,
do our homework,
have them fresh in our mind. Because I have the nostalgia factor again. I remember seeing the prequels and really loving them because I was young when I watched them, and I have seen clips since then. And I'm like, ooh, maybe it's gonna lose some of its magic. I think like the lightsaber duels are unmatched, though. I mean, the best out of any of the Star Wars movies. So it has its bright moments strung out, but okay.
Anyway, speaking of cringing over bad dialogue, I've got a little exchange for you. This is not something you've read.
Ooh, okay.
All right. So I'm not even going to tell you what it is, and I won't tell you why I won't tell you. So I want this cloaked in mystery. I want you to be intrigued, sir.
Okay.
Okay. What are you? Are you his spirit? His god? No, he said. I'm his therapist. The man blinked. What is that? I honestly have no idea, the man admitted. You've not read this.
Okay, so it's a movie.
This is from a book.
Oh, it is from a book. I just haven't read it. Okay.
You haven't. This is not. I read that, and so whenever you did the whole like good dialogue and bad dialogue thing, I was like, oh man, this is going on the list. Because like when I read it, talk about getting locked in my memory in a bad way, right? I was dumbfounded at the absurdity of that line, and a quick Google search shows you that I am hardly the only one. It's in a high fantasy. So imagine this ancient magical world, and the guy is using the term therapist because he learned it from somebody else, from a different people group that I guess kind of has that more modern concept in their culture and their lingo. And then he injects it in this. And to give you context, this scene is this epic climatic final battle between the hero and this dark, powerful being. And the hero is defending his friend against this dark, powerful being. And that's what he says. It's the big moment where it's like, I got to be strong. I got to try and defeat this thing that's basically a god. And I'm going to tell him I'm a therapist. And it kills the mood. You want to maintain the stakes, right? Like if you're telling me this is a big climatic battle and there's high stakes and it's like borderline hopeless or whatever for the protagonist, you do the therapist thing and it feels a little goofy.
For sure. I mean, when I heard it, I was like, I have no idea. High fantasy. I mean, I could throw out some names, but I don't want to cast shade at any.
It's Uprooted.
It is Uprooted. Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding. It's not Uprooted. I was joking.
Okay.
If you read Uprooted, you will find a couple of scenes of smuttiness. Outside of that, it's a perfectly acceptable young adults fantasy novel with two very awesomely described magical artifacts. No, it's not from that. Did you want to like add anything to that before jumping into your next dialogue? I mean,
no. Obviously, no. What's the book?
I refuse to tell you.
What? Why?
I can't tell you that either. You will know when your time has come. I'm being cryptic for a reason.
Oh no! Is it from Brandon Sanderson's?
Don't! I didn't say that. No, it's Uprooted.
Oh no, Velton! It gets worse.
No, you got the wrong series. You don't even know this author. I'm definitely not lying right now.
Okay, you're not. So it's not actually the. I was like, that doesn't sound like the Stormlight Archive. Like, for context, y'all, I love the Stormlight Archives, but the
I
fourth
do
book
too.
is boring. I will
It is.
draw a line in the sand. Come at me. It's fine. So I'm
Kason
slogging my
will
way through that.
willingly. Okay, for those of our listeners that now constitute both Noah and Tyler, you are Kason fully welcomes anyone to challenge him to a fist fight on the street. If you run into him, you don't need to warn him. Just go in with a sucker punch. He's ready to go. He won't fight with words, only with his fists.
I'll throw some fisticuffs.
Yeah. You should see this guy spinning a staff. He's ready to go. Dude, what's your next? My next submission is unusual. What's your next submission?
Well, real quick on that one is the reason I thought it could possibly be Brandon Sanderson. It's not because of the quality of the dialogue, but because of oh man, and I'm blanking on his name, but the depressed dude. He's always depressed.
Who? There's a couple that are always depressed.
Oh
right?
Gosh. Oh man, I have to revisit the.
Are you talking about Kaladin?
Yeah, Kaladin. Great name.
He's like always got PTSD and stuff.
Yeah.
What about
him?
him?
I mean, he's got a good reason to be depressed, but I don't know. Just the therapy line made me think of him, and I was like, maybe, but that.
Oh no,
right.
That's
Yeah. Sorry.
I
Now I'm
don't
just
wanna imagine
insulting.
that.
I'm just insulting Brandon Sanderson. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good, man. What you got? I want to know what your next one. I hope I can guess what it is.
You may.
I might.
No. You may not. Oh no, this is terrible. I have to scroll. I lost where I was.
It's so good.
And sorry, y'all. I'm fighting a cold. It's from a movie. So I literally found the entire script and scrolled to the spot I needed. And then when we started this, I closed all my my tabs out. And
No. Does it have a search function?
Yeah, I'm pretty close. Okay.
Sick.
Here we go. Well, very close.
Nice.
All right. Here we go. All right. This is going to be really chaotic. I don't know that I can actually pull this off. I may just read the names, and I don't know that this will be enough of a hint, but...
I don't know what I don't.
Hannah. Hi, Daddy. Man, I'm not going to be able to... I might not be able to pull this off. This is kind of a chaotic scene.
Just go for it.
Cal? What the hell are you doing here? What the hell are you doing here? Wait, you two know each other? Hi, Nana. Wait, what's going on? Hey, Nana. Hey, Robbie. Hey, Nana. Hey, cutie. Wait, I'm not going to be able to read. There's too many. Okay, there's too many characters.
No, you're doing a great job. I was following.
Okay. Okay. All right. I can keep it going. Hey, okay. So, hi, Nana. Wait, what's going on? Hey, Nana. Hey, Robbie. Hey, Nana. Hey, cutie. What the hell is a Nana? It's me. I couldn't pronounce Hannah when I was little. Wait, so how do you know my dad? Oh, gosh. I'm not understanding. What's going on here? Dad, this is my boyfriend, Jacob. No. I want to see the boyfriend. Can someone please take this off? How the hell do you have a 24-year-old daughter? I was 17. She was our senior year hiccup. It's why we got married so young. Why didn't you ever tell me that? You never let me talk about my children. So you two, really know each other? No way. You and her? No way. End it now. Daddy! Well, that's not going to happen. Well, then I'm going to murder you. Dad! Will someone please take this thing off me? Robbie, take the thing off your mother. Bernie? Slam! A body flies into Cal and knocks him out of frame. It's Bernie. Behind him, Jessica runs after her father, screaming, Daddy, no! Is that Jessica? Bam! Bernie lands a solid right into Cal's jaw. Daddy! Daddy! What's happening? Bernie is pummeling Cal. It goes on. Quick context for that, because it's from Crazy Stupid Love. It's the end scene where they are all tying together that Cal's friend who taught him, so his name's Jacob, he taught him everything about being cool, and it's kind of like a reverse oh shoot, I'm blanking on that movie where they like take a rough it's like an old English movie where they take like a rough poor woman and turn her into this like highborn who knows how to talk and walk and dance and all that.
My Fair Lady.
My Fair Lady. So it's like that, but for a middle-aged suburban man. And have you seen the movie?
My Crazy Stupid Love is what it's called?
Yeah, Crazy Stupid Love.
No, I was gobbling up your reading of the dialogue, though. It sounded really fun.
Okay, you know what? You need to come over and see it. It's fantastic. Okay. And that scene, that was actually really tough because I specifically wanted that scene because the dialogue is phenomenal. But it's so hard because there's like 6-7 people. The point is that it's chaotic and no one knows what's happening. And basically you kind of realize that Jacob, who's this ladies' man that teaches Cal how to be cool, is actually in a serious relationship now with Cal's daughter, but they didn't know that. She didn't know that Jacob was friends with Cal. So it's all these different the babysitter. Yeah, I won't go into all of it, but it's crazy. There's like 7 different minor like storylines, and it all converges in this crazy chaotic scene. It's really masterful, and the dialogue in it is phenomenal. So you'll have to watch that movie. You should come over and see it. It's pretty dope.
Dude, yeah, I mean, you reading it was super, super fun. I was eating that up. I don't really have any like clever analytical response to like, okay. It's just, it's the kind of stuff I really, really enjoy where it's like fast paced and it's sprinkled with wit and it keeps moving, fun and energetic. No, like you reading that, I was really hoping I had seen it before because I wanted to like have the light bulb moment, but I hadn't seen it, right? But that was fun. I enjoyed that.
It was a tough one, for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, I mean, there's obviously like a lot that's communicated in the scene that isn't dialogue, and you were speaking for a lot of characters. Like obviously that's like a struggle, but I mean, it's fun. I thought you did a good job reading it off, honestly.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Yeah, man. Okay, so I seriously doubt you're gonna know what this is from. This is an unusual entry in the list. I'm just gonna read it and then I'll give you context. Okay, Cooper, let's do it. I want you. Did you catch it? I can read
The
it
Notebook.
Again.
The Notebook.
Cooper, I want you. Okay, all right. That makes me so happy you said The Notebook.
It is The Notebook?
Kaysen, it's not from a movie. It's not from a book. This is from history. This is something a real person said.
Cooper, I want you?
What? Okay, so in 1887, in Pleasant Valley, there was these 2 families that were at war with each other, and it went completely crazy, right? And I forget all the details because it's been a long time since I read the history book I read on it. But like the guy who was, I think like the sheriff at the time, for some reason he's called Commodore. I didn't look into the details. I don't know. This was a long time ago. But this guy named Commodore Perry Owens, he was basically told like, dude, this war is going nuts. You've got to crack down on these people. Like they're killing each other and stealing each other's cattle and stuff. It's like nuts. And he's like, okay, keep in mind, he's addressing, it's a classic Wild West. He's addressing, he's going to confront some people that are very experienced with killing, right? And he goes knocking on the door. The guy opens it just a crack. And I forget what he says. Maybe, I should have like written that down. But he says something like, what are you doing here? And the Commodore just says, Cooper, I want you. And then immediately they start shooting. Pretty intense, but basically Commodore Perry Owens went in there, and I'm not going to sit here and say he was like a good man or anything, but like he was the sheriff, I think, approaching these known criminals. He confronts them, and he was very aggressive, but he was able to like subdue all of them, which involved bullets. So he subdued them in the permanent way. But it's just, pardon my French, I can bleep it out, but just really badass. And it seared into my mind, him saying, Cooper, I want you. I put a mirror of that line in my book because there is a scene in my story where a character comes knocking at somebody else's door and the person opens the door like, hey, what's up? And the guy says, I want you. And then a firefight starts.
I freaking love this. Like everything from the fact that you pulled that from that it actually happened in history and you read a history book and then brought that to this episode. That's amazing. And truly, what a BA line. I mean, that's amazing, dude.
Dude, I looked that up remembering it because it stuck in my mind so well. Because I was just like, whoa. I thought that was cool. I mean, it's obviously dark stuff.
Another episode idea. They come to me, but we should definitely do one where we just go back and forth with like the coldest, hardest lines from history. Like, I mean, you two, Brutus. We'll just go back and forth. It could be really fun.
Okay, I'm officially designating you the episode idea man. You are so much.
We got to write these down.
You are so much better at coming up with episode ideas than me. You just come up with really fun ideas. They are so stinking good. Yeah, I wanted to share that because that was just something like obviously not like a lot, like not dialogue per se, but like real spoken words between people a long time ago. And it just stuck in my mind. So I just wanted to bring it up. It felt relevant. And
my guess was The Notebook. Sorry.
No, that was awesome because that's so stinking funny. I mean, you didn't know. I mean, you didn't, and also it was so funny because like I want you could easily be misconstrued as like something else.
That's that line from The Notebook is like where they're like, I want you. No, I want you. And
I'm gonna do a parody where it's like it's like an outlaw and a sheriff and they're both saying that to each other right before they start shooting. I know, I want you. I want. Anyway, yeah. Obviously, he was like, "I want you," as in like, "I'm going to arrest you." But then the guy didn't go willingly, so pew pew pew. Anyway, do you have another one, or I've still got a few left?
Let me see. I do not. I'm out of
Sick. It's okay. I'll lead it.
I'm out of dialogue, but I did find that excerpt that an excerpt I want to read, but I don't know if I should save this for a different time. It was from a book and it's not dialogue. It's just that when you were reading the Robin Hobb excerpt, it made me think of just good writing. And I was like, man, that one scene like stuck out to me. So maybe I can save that for a different episode.
Oh, how about you read that at the end? I'll go through these. I'll be quick. If you have any thoughts you want to go through, we won't dive in too deep in these because they aren't deep to begin with, what I have left. And then we'll sign off with what you got there and give it the most attention. So again, I'll be quick with this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read them and I'll just give a passing thought and then you can provide a passing thought, maybe guess at what it is from if need be. And then we'll keep moving. Okay. All right. The first one is, why read words when you can just kill the stuff the words tell you stuff about? Can you guess what that is from? I don't think so. Okay, I'll just keep moving then. That
Fahrenheit
is from How
456. No,
that's from How to Train Your Dragon. There's
Never mind.
There's a scene where the characters are all sitting like it's a dark, stormy night, and they're all sitting around, and they've been given a book about dragons, your dragon manual or whatever it's called. And one of the characters, his name is Snotlout, he goes, "Oh, this is so stupid. Why read words when you could just kill the stuff the words tell you stuff about?" Yep. And it's such a funny line. Growing up, I loved it. Me and my family would quote it all the time. I just loved it, so I wanted to put it in there. Next one. Okay. She is the only dream I ever had that lived and breathed and did not die in the face of reality. I don't think you've read this.
The Notebook. No.
Oh, crap. No, it's from Gone with the Wind. There is a character named Melanie, and she is the sweetest, most wholesome person ever. And it's kind of incredible because most writers don't know how to write good, virtuous people without it being like kind of cheesy or campy or something. And Margaret Mitchell wrote a very convincing depiction of virtue in the form of this character, Melanie. And toward the end of the story, Melanie dies, and that's what her husband has to say about her. Is that he says she was my dream. And it just like Cooper, I want you. in a different way, obviously. That resonated with me. It just stuck with me. I just thought, what a beautiful romantic way to describe the love of your life. And she was his dream, the only one that did not die in the face of reality. And his character like served in the Confederate Army, right? So like he went through a brutal time. It's just a very emotionally weighty stuff, a very beautiful, again, I remember we were talking the other day, a while back, about, you saying you're wanting to write some romance, and some books were recommended to you for inspiration. I highly recommend Gone with the Wind, man. It has I'm not a romance guy. I'm a stereotypical dude. I like guns and Cooper, I want you, in the way that's more threatening than romantic. This romance it's so beautiful. I mean, it has such depth to it, and it's so believable, and it's so mature and so real. It's mature without being like gaudy or smutty or anything like that. No, it has real emotional substance to it. It's brilliantly written.
I'll have to read it someday.
That. Yeah. Okay, now I really hope you know this next one. You like pain, try wearing a corset.
Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yes, you got it. Curse of the Black Pearl. Yes. Dude, that movie, talk about a well-written movie. Everyone knows that movie is like a well-oiled machine. It had no really right to be as good as it turned out to be. And it's got one line in it that's like an eyesore to me, and it's at the very end, and Elizabeth says, you like pain, try wearing a corset. After or before hitting one of the pirates with like a giant log or whatever it was, an oar or something. And it's just, dude, you guys
don't like that line?
Cranking...
Too much like girl boss energy, or because like personally when I hear that line I'm like, oh yeah, like I like it, like I dig it, Okay,
well,
it's kind of
it sounds silly to me, because what is a tight corset compared to a giant block of wood to the face?
Well, I mean, of course, like fair, but it's
also, is that really what makes a girl, like, is that what she needs to say to have like girl power? And the rest of the movie is satirical. It's like, action adventure. Is that really what the girls give? That's the line she's given. The other guys can say stuff like, we'll fight until, the trumpets sound for judgment. They can have all these cool lines, and she's just going on about corsets. Like, you could do better than that. I think it's a dumb line. I don't think it does her character any justice.
They probably could have done better, but I have no beef with that line in particular, just because it's kind of, I think it's meant to be funny, right? And so it's like, obviously a corset is not as painful as a block of wood to the face, or a sword, a scimitar. But at the same time, it's like, it's kind of funny, right? Like, cause like we know how much she hated it when she was like getting like pulled into one in the beginning of the movie, and so it has some recall value. I don't know.
I think it's cheesy. It doesn't work for me. I mean, I'd have to do some research to see what people think about it in general. We should have an episode where we just talk about this line. We're gonna have to have a lot more time for it. I'm thinking like a 2-hour episode. It'll be in person. There will be bugles. Yeah. No, I just think it's stupid. It is ultimately a matter of opinion, right? I mean, is it funny? I feel like it's funny to me in the wrong way. Like, it's not successful comedy. It's not self-aware enough. It creeps on cringe to me. It does not work. I always thought that was a dumb line. It's like the one line in that otherwise perfect movie that kind of stinks. It's cheesy. It doesn't have the same caliber of quality as the rest of the dialogue.
It doesn't have the caliber of no man can kill me. I am no man. What's that from?
That's from Return of the King.
There we go.
You are detecting a pattern in me that might be criticized by others.
Oh, no, you don't like that line either?
I think that's a little cheesy too.
Okay, wait. We gotta have a wait. This needs to be a new episode as well. This is the third topic. I mean, because
like, when he says no man, obviously he's not being hyper literal. It's like, immortal is what he's saying. But
Elizabeth is not being.
And then she's I don't remember how it goes in the book. I really have no
hyper
interest
literal
in...
with the corset. So
Well, yeah. Yeah, maybe that's my problem. Maybe I'm autistic and I just can't stand figurative speech to a certain extent. I think
great.
I think it's a little silly is all I have to say.
All right, we're gonna have to. Yeah, this will be great. We're gonna we're gonna have to unpack some of these lines in a future episode.
I mean, like one-liners, typically, especially in a fight scene like that in a movie.
They're tough to pull off. I will say that, like collectively,
in a fun action adventure, like let's say like an Arnold Schwarzenegger 80s action movie, stick around. It's allowed to be cheesy. It's not serious. You're not taking it serious, but on a certain level, I do take Curse of the Black Pearl seriously in so much that it's a good movie. It's not necessarily a serious movie. It's a fun movie, but I do take it seriously in that the characters are great. Like there's nuance, like Captain Jack Sparrow acts a fool, but he's actually a clever, calculating man. And that's a fun, captivating character that people love. And, he's, Johnny Depp's never been able to reclaim that magic sense. And on the other hand, and the Lord of the Rings is very, very serious. So to put a one-liner like that in the movie, I don't remember what happens in the book. It's been a long time since I read it. But to put a one-liner like that kind of drags the tone down a little bit. It creates a little bit of clash. And I guess that's my problem, is that they're kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger level campy action one-liners thrown into movies that the surrounding dialogue and characterization was very high quality and very nuanced, and it wasn't like about cheesy one-liners. There was more to it, and then you get the cheesy one-liner, and it takes away from it. Especially when it's like representing the girls, like, woo, it's like you can do better than that. You like it's just like when the argument a lot of people had in recent memory with unlikable strong female characters, and the argument is like we can have likable strong female characters. They don't need to be overbearing and obnoxious, right? I would make the same argument there. Like, go by all means, girl power, great, but do it well. It needs to be done well, just like anything else. If people want to like it, you want to have a strong female character. That's awesome. Like, people want variety of characters. They all shouldn't be, Arnold Schwarzenegger. That would be boring after a while. Some of them should be therapists. But again, it needs to be done well. So my ultimate criticism is with the quality of the execution, not with the subject matter.
All right.
Okay, well, I feel like I was able to find my legs to stand on.
I think we have another episode topic to discuss
on the next episode of the Writers Guild podcast. Okay, did you want to go ahead and read that paragraph, or do you want to save it for another episode? I know we're running tight on time. How are you feeling?
Yeah, let's save it for another time. I think this was really good. That was a good note to end on,
Dude, oh man, my rant, I'm gonna get canceled before I even started.
Well, I don't know that Tyler and Noah are gonna come after us, but we'll see.
I mean, they definitely will. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well,
I'm going to, by the way, I'm sharing this episode specifically to the Writers Guild, just so you know, Belton.
Oh yeah, I'm cooked. I hope I was sufficiently words. I hope I articulated myself well enough to be understood and not like step on toes. Maybe, I don't know. But
yeah. No. This is a whole nother episode, but I think that was a great critique. It's one we should be aware of. Marvel has made that mistake continuously.
With all of its characters. Yeah.
With all of its characters. Yes. The cheesy one-liners drive me nuts nowadays. So good stuff, man.
Dude.
I think this was a great episode. We covered some ground again.
Yeah. The important thing is that I have something really clever to say and signing off.